Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jacqueline London. It was all in the family during the second night of the Republican National Convention, with two of President Trump's children painting a more personal picture of the president. Melania Trump headlined tonight's program and shared a promise from her husband to the American people.
My husband's administration will not stop fighting until there is an effective treatment or vaccine available to everyone. Donald will not rest until he has done all he can to take care of everyone impacted by this terrible pandemic.
President Trump watched her speech with a crowd of a few dozen people in the White House Rose Garden. NBC10's Mayk is live in the newsroom. Lauren, the Trump family played a big role tonight, but that's not all.
Jacqueline, Melania Trump's speech tonight offering a softer side of the family, but also compassion about what people in this country have been going through during the pandemic. It was the First Lady tonight delivering the message to counter Democrats, promising her husband would work to help Americans recover from the virus. We heard a different take on the pandemic and the president's work tonight from the Secretary of State, who criticized China and said the president would work for justice.
Delivering on this duty to keep us safe and our freedoms intact, this president has led bold initiatives in nearly every corner of the world.
Secretary Pompeo's RNC appearance tonight under investigation before it began by a House subcommittee. The unusual and high-profile speech from a sitting Secretary of State overseas, drawing criticism and questions about whether it broke a law known as the Hatch Act, which restricts political activities by federal employees. The Department of State says Pompeo's appearance was in his personal capacity.
I have a big job as Susan's husband and Nick's dad.
Tonight, from policy to personal appeal, not just by the First Lady, but two of President Trump's children. Tiffany Trump graduated from the University of Pennsylvania the year her father won the presidency.
Ask yourselves, why are we prevented from seeing certain information? Why is one viewpoint promoted while others are hidden? The answer is control, because division and controversy breed profit.
Tiffany and Eric Trump among those airing grievances about the media. Tonight, speakers seeking to expand the president's base of support. And Tiffany Trump telling voters if they think things like school choice and freedom of religion sound good.
Whether you realize it or not, you are a Trump supporter.
Completely false.
Speakers challenging how they believe supporters are viewed.
Looking back now, how could I possibly imagine that the simple act of putting on that red hat would unleash hate from the left and make myself the target of network and cable news networks nationwide?
A lobster fisherman from Maine telling the audience he changed his mind on voting for Donald Trump.
I didn't support Trump in 2016. Skeptical that he shared my conservative views, I expected him to flip-flop on his campaign promises.
Now throwing his support behind the president.
As long as Trump is president, fishing families like mine will have a voice.
The First Lady tonight also addressing racial unrest in the country, saying that we are not proud of our parts of our history and encouraging people to focus on the future by learning from the past. She also encouraged people to come together in what she called a civil manner. In addressing race and the coronavirus, she took on two issues that have defined a good portion of 2020 and ones her husband may be judged on as the country heads into the presidential election. Live in the newsroom, I'm Mayk, NBC10 News.